What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So, ever since this whole controversy over Dave Chappelle's Netflix special, The Closure, he's been, quote-unquote, so-called being canceled for transgender jokes and the LGBT jokes about his understanding about the community and why it's affecting them and offends them if you tell jokes about gay people, etc. So, with that in mind, I covered this a while back. It's so many people on YouTube that cover this story, and you know Dave Chappelle is never bending the knee to anybody who feels like he is wrong for telling jokes about the LGBT community. And you already know where I stand. You heard me say this 1,000 times, so I'm not even going to repeat myself. So let's get to this article. Netflix has announced that Dave Chappelle will be headlining a show at a Hollywood Bowl next year as part of the Netflix is a Jokes Festival at 11-day Comedy Fest, with over 130 artists performing at 25 venues across Los Angeles from April 28th through May 8th. The event marks the comedian's latest partnership with the streaming service since September's controversial stand-up. The special, The Closure, which sparked walkouts and internal turmoil at Netflix over many said were transphobic jokes and earned the support of likes of Joe Rogan. To this part right here about being canceled, about this whole Netflix walkout situation, I just find it silly that people at Netflix are so triggered and butthurt over him telling jokes about the trans community, and yet people laughed at it. People loved it. Trans and gay people loved it. Heck, one person that commented on my video on Dave Chappelle, even he's gay, so shout out to him. I appreciate you for coming out. You know, I appreciate you for letting me know who you are. I'm not going to judge you. Now, at the end of the day, you can't cancel somebody over telling jokes about a certain individuals. And you know what? I'm glad that that person commented my video, and even though he's, you know, gay, he thought it was funny. I mean, I just wish that there were people like him that commented on my videos that felt the same way about Dave Chappelle's Netflix special. You know, Dave Chappelle had one transgender friend, and she killed herself because the so-called trans community didn't like the fact that she defended Dave Chappelle. I mean, I could go on and on about this because there are a lot of things that I can never forget. I can remember, and I know a whole lot about it. Netflix CEO Tan Sandros responds to the special's fallout by admitting to fumbling communication within the leaked staff memo when he wrote that Chappelle's content on screen doesn't directly translate to real-world harm. He says he should have led with more humanity, although he stands by the special as being essentially harmless. Now, here's the thing with the CEO himself. He kind of bent the knee a little bit, but he still stands with the special that is on Netflix and it's not going anywhere. He may have messed up bad with the whole Cooties controversial Netflix film, but you gotta respect the fact that he's still standing by Dave Chappelle and not letting these SJWs attack him and try to cancel him over something that he did on a show. So getting back to what I was saying about the CEO of Netflix, he shouldn't have never bent the knee in the first place, because I think what he should have done was just told the community off. Like, if y'all don't like it, don't watch. If it ain't for you, don't even watch. He should have just stood by his own product with Dave Chappelle and not bent to these people, but he did. I mean, if it were me, if I was dealing with a controversy, I would rather deal with it, but you won't cancel me and I won't bend the knee for you. Because that's what they want you to do. They want you to feel sorry. They want you to take accountability for doing your job as a comedian to make people laugh. I don't believe it. On the same lineup that offers Chappelle a prime slot in the Greek Theater hosted Standout, an LGBTQ plus celebration with all of the people that I'm not going to name because I don't want to go through all this craziness. The schedule for the event is mostly finalized with additional show details from select performers. awaiting confirmation to be announced ahead of the festival. Some shows will be recorded and released on Netflix in full at a later date. I'm not even going to say it, but just know that, you know, there's an event going on in LA. I think people are going to end up coming out supporting it one way or another. And I think Chappelle should and never should bend the knee to the community, because he understands the community. He's just tired of their nonsense, of their BS. So if you're gonna criticize a comedian for telling jokes about you, then why don't you make your gay jokes yourself? I mean, get real with yourself, bro. Back in October, Chappelle made a return to the stage with none other than Rogan for the Solid Show Arena show in New Orleans. During the set, a comedian cracked jokes about the cancellation and PC culture, receiving a standing ovation from a crowd of 17,000 fans. Between the individual scale of his own shows and his work with Netflix, the funniest joke may be expecting any accountability to come with the notion of being canceled. Good. And I like it that way. Let me just say this to all the people out there who is watching this video, who claim that they are supporting Chappelle, really supporting him. Because if you were, you wouldn't be complaining about him telling jokes about gay people or the trans community. And you wouldn't be forcing him to bend the knee. Because, you know, deep down, most comedians will not go for that. So, shout out to David Chappelle for continuing to do what he does best, making people laugh, making money, and just avoid cancel culture. So if y'all enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments down below. Link to this article will be in the description as well. I got one more video, and then I'm calling it a day. Unless I find some information about these articles, that I will do. So y'all take care.